Butter my biscuit and call me a stick.
Hold on, I gotta readjust my nutsack, it's pinching. Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 7 of Drip Stash. I'm Zach.
And I am Blake.
Can you believe it? It's March already. We are living in March of 2017. It's hot outside, got the birds chirping. And Blake, what about our lovely elderly people down here in Florida? They vape too.
Elderly vapors they're funny, mysterious.
Elderly vapors, they're not like other vapors. They are their own thing. They have their own tribe, their own rules.
About a year ago, I was on a plane, an elderly gentleman sitting right next to me. I saw he just whipped out a blue and he started puffing on it, like mid-flight. So I look at him, I'm like, oh, you vape? And he's like, no, I just use this when I can't smoke a cigarette. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I get in my carry-on and I pull out my box and I'm like, oh, well, have you ever considered vaping, as a alternative to smoking? And he's like, no, I don't want to mess with that bull. And
good for him, God bless him.
The entire plane ride, not a single word.
The thing that I find is the elderly are either really receptive or they absolutely hate you. I mean, I was at a gas station, I had 10 miles on my tank, I pull into a Circle K, get out of my car, I have my vape in my hand, and I might exhale a fairly, substantial cloud. Guy from Pump 4 comes running over, 65 about, runs over, screams at me, he's like, what do you do? What, you gonna burn the place down and go blow place up? And all I did was simply, very calmly say, well, no, sir, this is an electric cigarette. There's no flame or it. Interrupts me and says, electric still got spark. Well, no, sir, it's actually a battery connect. He says, son, looks at me, turns around, leaves.
Thank you for your valid point, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Also, touching on, being receptive or shutting it down, even older people that vape, they're either very patient, they're willing to listen, or you have the people, I have a lot of these that come into my shop, especially with older men, they'll come in and go, you sold me and it's like, oh, when's the last time you changed out your coil? Well, like 3 months ago. And I'm like, well, that's probably your problem.
Now, it seemed like everybody enjoyed our crazy story time last episode of all the experiences that happened in the shop. I can't believe it's taken me to episode 7 to get there, but my favorite elderly interaction that I ever had. Woman comes in, probably 2 days older than Jesus. She comes in, she asked me for a 50 ml bottle of juice, one of our top flavors, and I said, absolutely. She was already skeptical because I'm a young whippersnapper, I'm not part of that old generation. So she asked me to make this bottle of juice for her. Okay, that's my job. So I start getting to it, and of course, I'm responsible. I always sanitize my hands. I'll even put isopropyl alcohol on my hands. Now, all of a sudden, as I start pouring this bottle of liquid, she yells at me. What are you doing? Why are you doing it like that? Why are your hands all over the bottle? Evidently, she's a germaphobe. Now, that's okay. I say, ma'am, would you like me to refill your bottle? I'll happily wash my hands in the back. She said, no, let me do it. She starts reaching for the bottle of juice that I'm pouring with, takes that big bottle, shoves it in the 50 ml, squeezes as hard as she could, arthritis probably, gets juice all over my counter that I just alcoholed 5 minutes ago. I just alcoholed this counter. Hold on, I gotta readjust my nutsack, it's pinching. Okay.
All right, so how about we explain to them what we are doing today?
I think that's a great idea. I got many people who come up to me and say, well, if you're not gonna eat that stuff, why would you put it in your body? Why would you vape it? So because of that, we at Drip Stash have decided to prove to the whole world that you can totally drink e-liquid. Not only can you drink it, you can make some pretty damn fine, cool beverages for springtime with it.
And what better on a hot day is a cold, refreshing margarita?
There is nothing better.
But we don't do things normal here. We make
Vaporitas.
That was
let's do
so
that again.
bad.
We're gonna try and put our bartending skills to the test. We're gonna make drinks for the other person. All we've got today are various e-liquid flavors. We got a little bit of ice and a little bit of tequila. Blake's not gonna be able to see what I'm making for him. I'm not gonna be able to see what Blake's making for me. But both of us are going to try and guess the flavor profile of our respective margaritas.
And I feel like it's gonna be easy to detect because the same flavoring that's in candy is in e-juice.
You ready to drink some e-liquid there, buddy?
Of course.
What did you put in here? What? Oh, why is it getting progressively worse?
All right, guys, we're about to make Blake's Vaporita. So your first step's gonna be, you wanna pour a little bit of ice in here, just like any other margarita. You're gonna pour a little bit of tequila, but where it changes is, instead of adding that stupid margarita mix that you get at Walmart, we're gonna add our own. And now I know Blake loves papaya, so I'm gonna add a fair amount of 0 milligram papaya in there. Oh, I think that's a nice little dash. Mango as well, I think mango is a great flavor. It's got a nice sharpness to it. So we're gonna add 2 shots of mango. Caribbean Breeze. Caribbean Breeze is an interesting flavor because it's a combination, it's an amalgamation of all these different tropical flavors. Smell a little bit of coconut, maybe a little bit of pina colada. And as you can see, we're already filled up about, 1/6 of the way with e-liquid. That's very healthy. Maybe a little bit more key lime would be in his taste. I think that's a fair amount. So maybe I haven't been 100% honest with you guys. The real reason I really wanted to do this was because we wanted to give Blake a little bit of a surprise. Now, we all remember how well Blake handled that ghost chili from a couple episodes ago. We want to see if we can catch him off guard a little bit, maybe add a little bit of spice to his Vaporitas. So, we have a whole bag of them. It only takes one. So what we're going to do, before we press our blender, I'm going to grab one of these. We're going to drop one Boot Jalokia ghost chili there. What we're going to do now, we're going to pop that top on there. We want to puree this. So I'm going to turn this to puree. I'm going to press on. Ooh, that looks good.
All right, so I got Zack's already in here. I got some ice. So naturally, we're going to add some tequila. And I thought I'd think outside the box here. I have a pack of chicken flavor ramen. We're just going to put the seasoning in there. You know, they add a nice, robust, south of the border taste to it. My favorite condiment personally, ketchup. Put a little bit of that in there. We'll put 2 in there for good measure. To add to this great mix, I'm gonna throw in some Cuban cigar flavor. Just a little bit to kind of season it up. I thought I'd at least give them one fruit. This is a black cherry. And last but not least, what's a margarita without cappuccino flavor?
All right, guys, we have our 2 tasty Vaporitas here.
You excited?
Kinda.
We have Drip Stash's official mascot, the trash can that we used to puke up in, just in case. Now, Blake, I'm assuming you made mine with a little bit of love.
Yes, I made yours with a lot of love.
I made yours with a lot of love and maybe a special sauce. I'm talking about my semen.
Oh, okay.
You guys ready?
May I, Blake? Would you raise your glass for me? Prost!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Blake, that's not. I was expecting a tropical margarita of some sort.
Do you put the ghost peppers in here?
I would do no
Did you?
such thing.
The original taste was so great. What did you put in here? What? Oh, why is it getting progressively worse?
Well-
Just let me know so I can understand what's going on.
Maybe in that blender, somehow, one of James's ghost peppers might have gotten into the mix. It's okay. Blake, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think you really intended to make me a margarita because this tastes like probably the worst tobacco flavor I've ever had.
I feel like it's the flavor of the ghost pepper that just starts mending with stuff, and it just, your stomach just says, no.
I'm gonna have to give this an ass cancer out of 10, and I will tell you why. I think overall we've learned, once again, absolutely nothing. But we have also learned that we are very good friends, and no matter what,
It was a bonding experience.
it was a bonding experience.
10 out of 10 would def do again.
It's sweet, but it's not heavy. You get a soda-like taste to it. It's very, very unique. What's up, guys? Welcome back to 1 Minute Juice Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Opus Dei by Occultus.
And Occultus, they're out of Cincinnati, Ohio. These guys, I've been a huge fan of them for years. This particular flavor, Opus Dei, they call this a citrus melon type flavor. Now, Blake, do you get those notes off of there?
Absolutely. It's sweet, but it's not heavy. You get a soda-like taste to it. It's very, very unique.
I would agree, and I think the citrus and the melon, they just complement each other so well. But the best part about this is going to be the price point. You can pick up a 120 ml of this for around $34.95, different websites. We got a link in the description below for that, by the way. Now, it gets to the time now, we come to Drip Stash's famous rating system. What are you going to rate it, Blake?
9 out of 10. It hits the mark. It's sweet, but it's not heavy. It's definitely something I could see myself vaping.
I agree with that, but I'm going to say an 8 out of 10, simply because I feel like these flavors, they could be a little bit more robust. However, that being said, they did an excellent job with the price point. I would highly encourage all you guys to check it out. Once again, check the link in the description below.
Do it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching episode 7 of Drip Stash.
And guys, please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below. We love reading your comments. Remember to share with all your friends. We cannot thank you guys enough for all the amazing support that we've received.
And as always, stay vaping.
And next time you go to a bar, make sure you order a Vaporita.